I'm in New Orleans for Essence Festival, and what I'm witnessing is the failure of Black leadership. Please, I want you to really listen to what I'm saying. Like, check me out. Essence Festival, yes, there had been some decline over years from what its peak was back in the day. And the economy is hurting, companies are hurting. That means sponsors are less willing to put up. You got the whole DEI thing, right? And so they're even less willing to put up money for something they don't feel like they don't have to anymore. And then the final death knell is this boycott. So we got a Target boycott, and then people are saying, well, Target put in some money for the festival, so let's boycott the festival. What you're seeing is what happens when Black leadership only gives you the ability to tear down and not build up. Please listen to what I'm saying carefully. I'm not saying the boycott is good or bad. What I am saying is there's a long history of Black leaders only having that one weapon. Now, in the past, some of that's understandable, like very limited options. But even in the past, there's a failure of imagination sometimes, right? It's Dr. King leading this bus boycott, and SB Fuller comes to him and says, hey, why don't we just buy the bus line? And there wasn't any interest in that. A failure of imagination. I deal with that in episode 7 of the Blackjack podcast. Then you have examples of really successful boycotts that just don't go beyond that. So we look at the boycott in Savannah, Georgia, back in 1960. Hosea Williams leads this movement. They boycott the downtown businesses, and in 1 month, those businesses lose $1 million, which is astounding. But where's the imagination to build from that? Look at Operation Breadbasket back in the day. When Dr. King came to Chicago in 1966, after that, they start moving to Operation Breadbasket, and they would boycott companies so that those companies would hire Black people. And there was, some success with that, and there were some good things that happened. But one of the things that you find, if you look at the history of it, a lot of those companies went out of business because they couldn't sustain being boycotted. And so if your only weapon is to tear down, just like some of those businesses that Black people relied on went out of business, now you're seeing a festival being torn down. Please hear what I'm saying. I'm not making a judgment one way or the other. I'm just saying if all you give people is the ability to tear down, there are real limitations and consequences, frankly. I'm calling on Black leaders to give Black people the ability to not just tear down, but build up. So it's one thing to tell me to boycott Target, but give me something constructive to build us up. And this was, again, I keep saying the genius of Elijah Muhammad with this economic plan that the Nation of Islam had. They had an economic plan. Like, what can we do to build up not just individuals, because Black businesses build individual entrepreneurs and there's some effect, but you need an economic plan for the group. Give me that task. Give me that to build. The Nation of Islam had slaughterhouses for meat. They had farms. They had trucks. They had distribution. They had a bank. They had all this stuff going on because they had a plan for the group. And I'm challenging us to say, okay, what is the plan, not just for a few people to do well, but the group? Stop just giving me a hammer to tear stuff down, but give me hammers and nails and plywood and everything to build up. So I deal with that economic plan in episode 6 of the Blackjack podcast. You can check that out. But I'm just saying it can't just be what can we tear down. At some point, where's the plan to build up?